Good morning, everyone. This is Matt with Closet of Guns. The first rifle, which I had out for range time this weekend, that I've been getting ready, making sure everything's okay with it, that I wanted to showcase from my collection, is my #1 Mark III SML Lee Enfield, made in 1917 by BSA. This rifle started out as a sporter, and I'll start the story with this barreled action here, which is an Ishapore drill purpose rifle. I purchased this for $99 from J&G Sales, which anybody that does repairs or restores military surplus rifles, specifically Lee Enfields anymore for some reason, $99 is killer even for these drill purpose rifles, because the magazine and just a few pieces of the hardware from these guns, a functioning rear sight, or even a spare bolt, which this one, the firing pin was not cut on, which I kind of got lucky with that, but is an extremely good deal just for hardware, extra pieces, what have you, for a rifle you may already have or a rifle you might want in the future. I have the original stock from this rifle right here, which I may try and dovetail and glue together another damaged stock that I may find at a gun show or something, and have another, partial stock set to restore another one of these rifles. This rifle itself I picked up, and it was $250 out the door. So with this rifle and this rifle combined, all taxes, FFL fees, whatever, what have you, thrown together, I'm into it for less than $400. Which, in the milsurp game, anytime now, is an incredibly good deal. Sure, I could find, or could have found, an entire complete gun, and they're going to be about $500, which, in the grand scheme of things anymore, is not a terrible deal. But if you can save a little money along the way and bring a sporterized rifle back to its military configuration, me personally, that adds a lot of just personal value to this rifle. And I was going to pay $250 for this regardless, but when he was walking up to show it to me, I was kind of blown away with the condition. And I'm sure, after World War I, there was probably a refurbishment process these rifles went through. This is a #1 Mark III Star, so the magazine cutoff was removed from them. So again, I'm sure they probably did some sort of refurbishment process to these after the war, or whoever was issued this rifle, or even if it was ever issued, depending World War I, World War II, took fantastic care of it, because it is numbers matching for the barrel and receiver. All parts of this rifle are numbers matching, except for the made bolt head and the rear sight and the magazine. But to have the original barreled action, that is in incredible shape. Sure, there's some bluing, and it's in the white in some pieces on the bolt, but personally, that's to be expected, and it's not something that's going to be a deal breaker for me. As you can see, like with this Winchester model 1911, this rifle, this shotgun is completely in the white. There is no bluing left. The stock is cracked. So it's not a deal breaker for me at all, but the better condition I can get it, I'm going to be happy with it. However, this rifle was, again, in fantastic condition when he pulled it out. And now I found my flashlight. Try and show this here. But it has very strong rifling. It's a little bit dark, like it's not super shiny, which isn't, end all be all by any means, but it has a very good crown, no damage to it, nice and smooth. So I'm expecting this rifle to be an excellent shooter, and I'm very excited to go out and shoot it. And I'm going to be using 174 grain PPU full metal jacket, which PPU anymore when it comes to ammunition, it may not be as hot as the original military, ball ammunition, but it's reasonably accurate, and it's really all you can find. Hopefully I can find some Greek surplus 303 in the future, which I know there is a website that has them, but I just don't have the money to buy an entire case of 303 currently. Anyways, I may do an after range session video on this and showcase some of the groups of this rifle, see how it performs, and just go from there. And if I have time while I'm out at the range, which the only place that I have to even go shoot these rifles is at least free, is a WMA that's about an hour and 45 minutes from where I live. So depending on if I want to even try and record it, if I want to try and have the time for it, I may do it. But other than that, this is one of my Grail rifles that I've always wanted, and I'm very happy with how it turned out in the refurbishment process. And like, again, I can't... Jesus Christ. Well, I guess the liberals may be right about one thing. Assault rifles are always causing a ruckus. But I'm excited to shoot it. I'm happy that I could, showcase it for anybody that wanted to see it, or anybody that may look up Lee Enfields. I highly suggest having a Lee Enfield rifle. They are iconic in more ways than one, whether it's the Jungle Carbine, the No1 Mark IV, which I also have a couple of those, and I will also do videos on in the future. But anyway, I hope everyone had a fantastic Thursday, and again, I hope everybody's slinging plenty of brass.